evening, folks. This is the Pay It Forward show here on the Light 95.9 WNPQ. I'm your host, Ryan the Lion. My mission is to promote understanding and acceptance through open, non-judgmental discussion and to promote faith of all types. Here on Pay It Forward Radio, we share opinions and welcome any opinion. We ask you to keep in mind that any opinion shared on this show is the opinion of the guests or your host here and may not reflect the beliefs of the station itself. We ask all callers to please keep an open mind and, most importantly, keep it clean.
Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth.
Good evening, folks. Welcome to Pay It Forward Radio here. This is the 4th edition of 6 so far. Speaking of which, we need you guys to support us. The phone numbers here is 330-492-6881. Also, be sure to check us out on Facebook, where you can leave your comments and opinions or just show your support for us. There's also a little bit of information on how you can help fund the show to keep us around if you'd like to hear us for longer than 6 shows. Today, we've got a great show in store for you today. We're going to be talking about the origin of faith in terms of you specifically, I guess. Is it innate? Is it something that you learn, or is it something that you earn? So we'll discuss that. We'll also have some news stories for you guys, as well as great music to get you going through the rest of your evening. For those of you who have joined me before, you guys know how I like to start my show. For those of you who do not know, I like to begin Pay It Forward Radio by praying it forward with Jason Davis.
Father, we thank you and we're praising you, and we come before you right now, once again, thanking you and praising you for the beautiful day that you have blessed us with. We ask you to keep your hands and your watchful eyes upon us. Ask you to watch our feet, watch our steps, and watch everything that we do in the way that we go. I'm asking you and thanking you for doing everything that you have done and blessing us the way you have. In Jesus' holy name we pray. Amen.
All right, amen. All right, again, we're going to have a great topic for you guys today. You guys can always call in here and still plug your church. That's something we're going to keep going so we can help these congregations grow their members. Of course, you can call in and leave your opinions or comments, or if you have any requests for maybe any type of help that you may need with any services that you think that we can help you with. So we'll have all of this and more for you. But first, we're going to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of time to get tuned in and get ready, get in the spirit for this great show here. And we're going to do that right after we go to this right after we go to this song break here on 95.9 WNPQ The Light.
It's going down. It's going down.
Hey, I know you think you the one, homie.
It's going
But can't nobody escape gravity.
It's going down.
Yes, sir, it's about to go down. It's barren to the ground, but I don't think it's gonna slow down. It's fouling where it's fouling. This building's about to blow down. We just going in circles, we don't get enough to go round. What happens when your life is never brought? A storm is coming, can't nobody's levees hold. It's heavy crowd, but I gotta let you know. It'll help you look beyond this world like a telescope. Yeah, you can stack your money in the air till it's raining honeys all around your atmosphere. You can build a mansion sky high till can't nobody see the roof when they drive by. But if they hit you like a drive-by, and to that stuff you acquired, you gotta say bye, bye. I ain't gon' lie, yeah, you may go down in history, but everything will go down eventually. Everything is falling.
Everything is falling. Everything is falling. It's going down. 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 I see the sky falling. It's going down. Going down. And ain't no way to stop it. It's going down. Going down. I hear the Lord calling. It's going down. Going down. It's going down. Yeah. It's going down.
It's going down, rather coming down with it. Cold world, condition of sin. Here is the illness, it's sickening. Affliction so erotic, sickness so hypnotic. Desiring this virus, even though we know it's toxic. Godless, hollowing the gods that is counterfeit. We live from deep party of deep dearly departed. The darkness is flowing from my nostrils. We're so psychotic, we still partying like we not sick. YOLO, homies, so pour another glass. Roll another one up, let's put on another mask. Another bundle of cash, another shorty to bag. me and Jesus standing, coming down.
Everything is falling. Everything is falling. It's going down. 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 I see the sky fall. It's going down.
All right, welcome back. That was Lecrae featuring Akron's own Swoop with Falling Down, one of my absolute personal favorites. All right, to get into a little bit of news for you guys before we get into this exciting show. A little bit of good news for Cleveland. Cleveland Clinic was voted 4th best hospital in the entire country. Great news for Ohio, better news for Cleveland, and even better news for those unfortunate souls who may need the services of the Cleveland Clinic. Also, better news for Cleveland.
Yeah.
LeBron is back.
Yay.
I mean, what else is there to say? LeBron is back, so guys can look forward to a very exciting basketball season with the Cavs. LeBron, Kyrie, Wiggins. It's going to be a great season.
And hopefully, allegedly, maybe, I don't know. But Kevin Love might come. Don't mark my words. I don't want to say anything. But hey, even if that happens, it might be a beautiful thing also.
That would be pretty exciting. Also, in a little bit of international news, there was a train wreck in Moscow. More than 1,100 citizens were evacuated. 2 subway workers are currently being detained for unspecified charges as they try to get to the bottom of the situation here and what happened. 22 people were killed and 136 injured, so we're definitely going to be praying for those families. Also, 8 people still remain in critical condition, so please, guys, open your hearts and pray for those overseas. You know, they don't have to be in your backyard for you to still care about them. People are people. They're ruling out terrorism as the cause, which is great. And I guess they're pointing right now at some new connector lines that were being held together between 2 of these subway stations. They were only being held together by 3mm wire. So the investigation's still ongoing, and like I said, please, guys, send your prayers out to them. Also, I don't know if you guys are current with the situation going on in Israel, between Israel and Gaza, and it's just crazy over there. Just it blows my mind every time I hear about it. But a little bit of good news out of it. Israel militants have actually agreed to a 5-hour humanitarian pause, or I guess a ceasefire you could call it. It's going to begin 10 a.m. on Thursday. It was brokered by the UN after 4 Palestinian boys between the ages of 9 and 11 were killed by an Israeli naval strike. They were just playing along on the beach and had no idea what was going on there. So the pause would allow the Gaza citizens to resupply food and water as well as medical supplies. And it'll also allow the citizens to evacuate and get to safety from these bombings and these shellings that's been going on. Israel promises to retaliate swiftly and harshly if Gaza does happen to attack during that pause. And so far, 213 Palestinians and 1 Israeli have been killed since the 9-day conflict began. There's currently no long-term ceasefire in sight, so that's another situation we're really going to ask you guys to pray for. Get into a little weather, let you know what you guys can expect tonight, tomorrow, and this weekend. Tonight, clear skies, a little bit chilly, lows between 46 and 52 degrees, so make sure you guys got your hoodies and your blankets. You might even want to turn your heat on tonight. Tomorrow, it's going to be partly cloudy, cool with a high of only 75. Perfect weather for some. Me personally, I like that hot weather. Get me above 80, 85, 90s. Let's get out there and play in the pool and all that. And then this weekend, you can expect on Friday a high of 80, mostly sunny. And on Saturdays, partly cloudy, maybe a thunderstorm here or there, high of 82. So this weather actually should be great for this weekend's event that we're going to highlight, which is the Balloon Classic and Jackson Belden Food Fest. Sounds awesome to me. Balloons and food, I'm there. It's part of the Pro Football Hall of Fame Enshrinement Festival. There's over 65 hot air balloons, brightly colored, with 5 unique, specially shaped balloons, so that'll be very, very interesting. The balloons lift off at 6:30 p.m. on Friday, 6:30 a.m. and p.m. on Saturday, and Sunday at 6:30 a.m. So you get lots of chances to check this out. This is going to happen at the Kent State Stark location and the Stark State College grounds. There's over 24 food vendors, including nachos, gyros, sausages, elephant ears, and, of course, my favorite, funnel cakes. I love funnel cake. Plain, just the powdered sugar.
Delicious. That's one of my favorites also.
Yes, I'm getting hungry just thinking about it. For the kids, there's going to be an inflatable playground, so make sure you bring the kids and the whole family. There'll be a myriad of bands there to entertain you. And believe it or not, there's going to be fireworks between 10 and 10:30, weather permitting, on Saturday, since there will be a little bit of showers and thunderstorms there. So that pretty much wraps that up. Also, we're going to go to our community event, our charity. What can people do to help out?
Actually, this charity that we have is actually the Akron Canton Regional Food Bank. The food bank was pretty much formed back in 1982 by a group of community leaders who made a commitment to provide emergency food to, the neighborhoods in need. Today, the food bank provides food and essential items to areas around agencies and counties: Carroll, Holmes County, Medina, Portage, Stark, Summit, Tuscarora, and Wayne County. It operates more than 500 programs like food pantries, hot meals, things like that. It also is it has an excellent about 8,500 square foot facility that can house all these things. So if that sounds something good and something that you might want to help out, 350 Opportunity Parkway in Akron, 44307, or you can give a call in 330-535-6900.
I think that's a wonderful service. It can be hard enough out there, honestly, to live day to day, and food is one thing that you should not have to struggle with.
Absolutely not.
Little personal, I guess, backstory, not to take all of you guys' time, but I was in an unfortunate situation where I needed the assistance of a food pantry, and let me tell you, the food is amazing. You'd be surprised what you get. You get great food. It's nutritious. It's actually good for you. It's name brand stuff. But either way, man, don't go out there hungry. If you guys know anyone who's looking for meals, needs that supplement there, go and check out the food bank. So today we're going to be getting into the origin of faith. Is it innate? Is it something you're born with? Is it something that's learned, a product of your environment, I guess you could say? Or do you earn it? Is it something that only comes once you've been put in those situations, or once you face the music, as they say, and you make that choice, to pursue righteousness? So that's what we're going to be talking about today. We'll get into that after the break. You guys can call in 330-492-6881. Share your opinions or just show your support. Tell them that you want to keep us, that you love the show, and all that great stuff. You also can check us out on Facebook at the Pay It Forward radio page. Also there, you can find a little bit of information on how you can fund us and help us keep this show going. We like to keep doing this. This is what we love, and hopefully we're helping a lot of people, and if nothing else, at least keeping you guys entertained for this brief half an hour that you've been so gracious to give us of your lives. So we'll be getting into that and a little bit more after this break here on 95.9 WNPQ The Light.
Turn up season, back to business. True Christians don't act religious. Okay, now you can ask the question. Not much time, I'ma cast a vision. Based on how the world's changing, there's no such thing as a bad decision. I'ma let you be the judge. Tell me, is that fact or fiction? Another rapper sacrilegious. Man, they need to ask forgiveness. See that writing on the wall? Man, we call that vandalism. Just that skin I was born to be in. They be like, that's your opinion. I be like, that's cliche. We got that from the Europeans. First of all, they don't wanna really see the church involved, cause we talking abstinence. Why they talking birth control? They make the rules as they go along, and they blur the lines and reverse the roles. We gotta fight the brother like Leroy. That's why I'm crying out, have mercy, Lord. I feel black and white in this gray world. I feel black and white in this gray world. I feel black and white in this gray world. I feel black and white in this gray world. But maybe I'm just colorblind. Maybe I'm out of my mind. Maybe I'm one of a kind, and we just don't see eye to eye. Maybe I done crossed the line, but it's time to draw the line. Truth is not so hard to find. Truth cannot be redefined.
Rock stars rockin' entertainers. They speak words that penetrate us. When they talk, we stop and listen. All because they rich and famous. Culture shifting, different changes. Culture shifting, living dangerous. Universal epidemic. Don't nobody care what the scripture's saying. People so opinionated and they think they liberated. They say let that freedom ring. I'm afraid they've been mistaken. They say truth is what you make it. They say truth is what you make it. We say that's a flat lie. Let God weigh in on the conversation. What you say? What you say? That's a mindset from a different day. All of that so 10 years ago. And they just wanna keep that picture great. So sorry to disappoint you, but I still got something to say. From love to hip hop to the Instagram pics that I post.
I just wanna be like you, walk like, talk like, even think like you. The only one I could look to. You're teaching me to be just like you. Well, I just gotta be like, I just gotta be like you.
Yeah, Uncle Chris, Uncle Keith, Uncle Ricky. Before the Lord get me, I gotta say something quickly. I grew up iffy since my daddy wasn't with me, shoe. I wasn't picky, I'll take any male figure. You stepped in at the right time. It's cause of you that I write rhymes. You probably never knew that. I love the way you used to come through. Teach me to do the things that men do. And true, you showed me stuff I probably shouldn't have seen. But you had barely made it out your teens. Took me under your wings. I wanted hats, I wanted clothes just like you. Lean to the side when I roll just like you. And care if people didn't like you. You wanna bang, I wanna bang too. Skyline, Pyru. You would've died, I would've died too. You went to prison, got sick, lost your pops, yeah I cried too. You never know who's right behind you. I got a little son now, and he do whatever I do. But it's something deep inside you that tell you it's gotta be more than doing what other guys do. There had nobody there to guide you, but I followed your footsteps, and this shouldn't surprise you. You realize you, yeah, I just wanna be like you.
I just wanna be like you, walk like, talk like, even think like you. The only one I could look to. You're teaching me to be just like you. Well, I just gotta be like, I just gotta be like
you. Now all I see is money, cars, jewels, stars. Womanizers, tough guys, guns, knives, and scars. Drug pushers, thug strippers, fast girls, fast life. Everything I wanted and everything I could ask life. If this ain't living, then they lied well. Guess I married an old wives' tale. Wow, fail. I don't know another way to go. This is the only way they ever showed. I got this emptiness inside that got me fighting for approval. Cause I missed out on my daddy saying way to go. Ain't get that verbal affirmation. I know how to treat a woman, know how to fix an engine to keep the car running. So now I'm looking at the media and I'm following what they feed me. Rap stars, trap stars, whoever wants to lead me. Even though they lie, they still tell me that they love me. They say I'm good at bad things, at least they proud of me.
I just wanna be like you, walk like, talk like, even think like you. The only one I could look to. You're teaching me to be just like you. Well, I just gotta be like, I just gotta be like you,
I was created by God, but I ain't wanna be like him, I wanna be him. The Jack Sparrow of my Caribbean. I remember the first created being and how he shifted the blame on his dame for fruit he shouldn't have eaten. And now look at us all out of Eden, wearing designer fig leaves by Louis Vuitton, make believing. But God sees through my foolish pride and how I'm weak like Adam, another victim of Lucifer's lies. But then in steps Jesus. All men were created to lead, but we needed somebody to lead us, more than a teacher, but somebody to buy us back from the darkness. You can say he redeemed us, taught us that real leaders follow God, finish the work cause we on our job, taught us not to rhyme, but give life, love a wife like he loved the church, without singing how many hearts we can break first. I wanna be like you in every way, so if I gotta die every day, unworthy sacrifice, but the least I can do is give the most to me, cause being just like you is what I'm supposed to be. They say you came for the lame, I'm the lamest. I made a mess, but you say you'll erase it, I'll take it. They say you came for the lame, I'm the lamest. I broke my life, but you say you'll replace it, I'll take it.
All right, welcome back to Pay It Forward Radio on 95.9 The Light WNPQ. That first one you heard was a song by The Truth, and then that second one was another Lecrae song called Just Like You, one of my absolute favorites.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes me wonder, who do you want to be like? Who are we following in this world today? But that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother show. Give you a little spoiler alert there. So anyway, you guys can call in 330-492-6881. Do not be shy. Feel free to participate or just show your love and support. Again, we're only slated for 6 shows. This here is our 4th show. So the numbers are dwindling down in terms of the amount of shows we have left. So if you guys want to keep hearing us, please call in and show your support.
Please.
Or you can also go to the Facebook page, Pay It Forward Radio, where also you can get a little bit of information on how to continue funding us so we can keep doing this show here that we love to do, and hopefully you guys love so much. All right, so to jump right into the topic, I guess what we're talking about today is the origin of your faith, or what tempers your faith. In my opinion, I think we all have God or Jesus or a little bit of faith inside of us from the day we're born. You know, if you ask me, it's almost like it's a latent ability that just is lying dormant within you, waiting for the right situation, the right action, the right thought process, whatever it may be, just waiting inside of you to be awakened. That's my personal opinion. What do you think? I know you're a man of faith, Jason. I know you have grown up around the church. So I know for you, it's something that you've been introduced to since, honestly, the day you came into this world.
Yeah.
So I know for you, it's a bit learned because it was already around you, product of your environment. But how has that changed for you? Maybe has it changed throughout your life in terms of events that may have happened?
In all honesty, yes. What happened is, like you mentioned, I have grown up in the church literally my entire life. I am personally a Christian, and I became a Christian by my own wanting to be Christian, finding Jesus for myself. But yes, my grandmother, going to church my entire life with my parents, all that different stuff like that. Like you said, when you were born, because you have the age of before the age of sin, so certain children, things like that, get into heaven, and depending on it's almost like a nature versus nurture type thing, who you're around. And if you grew up like that, then it's, yes, I went to church, or yes, my grandmother took me to church, my mother took me to church, things of that nature. But then it's like, okay, this happened that I had to depend on God myself. I have my own personal walk. That's why it's personal faith. So it initially started with, that's all I knew, because yes, I grew up in church, and when you're a kid, you're impressionable. So I grew up in the church until I found my own personal walk. I found my own personal, connection with Jesus that allowed me to put my faith in him and allowed me to go about, life. There's been some very, traumatic moments, for lack of better words, had some injuries, things like that caused me to be like, Lord, I gotta depend on you. So that's what kind of happened with me.
I totally understand. I kind of grew up similarly. I grew up being around it and introduced to me almost since day one. I've seen a lot of different aspects of it, and I know for me, it's certainly taken, like you said, certain events or traumatic events that's definitely enhanced it, or it's definitely pushed me to find my faith even more.
Yeah.
So we have a guest here in the studio with us, one of our very, very close personal friends who has a very, very interesting story that I would like all of you guys to hear. How you doing, guest? What's your name? Tell everybody your name.
Hi, I'm Katie.
Oh, excellent. Where are you from, Katie?
Akron.
Akron. All right. She's a hometown kid, just like us. So go ahead and share your story with us, Katie, because I was very, very interested in your story.
Well, my whole life, I was always taught to believe in God, but he was always something that was just there. It wasn't never, oh, God was responsible for this or he helped me through that. He was just there. And then I got hit with staph infection in December of 2011, going to get a wisdom tooth taken out. And I had 2 neck surgeries, 2 jaw surgeries, and the infection was just so big. They told my mom that I was going to die and there is no way I'm going to wake up and to say her goodbyes. And then 2 days after that, I woke up and they told my mom it was by the sheer hand of God that I am standing here today. And it changes from God just being somewhere in the background to a part of your life to thinking about it when you go to the grocery store or thinking about it when you walk outside to get the mail or when you read a book, and it definitely intensifies your ability to believe in things that aren't tangible.
Mm-hmm. So it sounds like it was a combination of everything. I know for us 3, definitely, it was something that was innate. It was something that was also taught to us. It was learned. We were a product of our environment in that sense. But it also sounds like then that because of a traumatic event or because of something that happened, it moved it from an overall blanket type of position of, okay, God is like the air. God is everywhere. He's all around. It changed things for you in a way?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would say so because, like I said before, I would pray and I would, I went through a period in my life where I was angry with God and I went through a period where he was just there and then I got sick. And after that, knowing that the only reason I am standing and breathing today is because he didn't feel it was my time yet. And it's definitely an eye-opener. And as much as you learn to appreciate things, you learn to appreciate them a lot more when they could have been taken from you. So.
Okay. So definitely shows that prayer is powerful itself. It shows that things can push your faith to a whole nother level. Like I said, I still do believe it is latent. It is within. It is a latent ability within all of us, just waiting for the situation to draw it out. He's waiting on us, I guess you would say. And I know we're not waiting on him. He's always here. He's always just there in the background waiting. So. I'm sorry, you had something you wanted to add?
I was going to add, like Katie was saying, it's one of those things of until you need to know what God can do and what Jesus can do for you, you don't realize what he can do and can do for you. Like you said, growing up in the church, you've heard about it, but until you have something that shakes you to your core, until you have something that beyond a shadow of a doubt, it's nothing else and nobody else could be doing this, then it's not until you realize what God can do in your life and how you truly need him before, he essentially just makes you have to have faith.
So it's almost like a limiter. It's like a restrictor. I know for me, I think I had an idea of what God could do. I think I had this idea of what it was that he could and couldn't fulfill, or I don't want to say couldn't, but what he would and wouldn't fulfill. And as things happen in your life and it pushes you on, it pushes you to remove that limiter, to remove that restrictor so that God can work for you in every way imaginable and in every way unimaginable. So I think today definitely for me offered me some insight that I had never thought about, and hopefully it did for you guys too. So don't forget, you guys can check us out on Pay It Forward Radio on Facebook. Again, there's information on how you can fund us to keep this show going. We hope you loved the show. Thank you, and be sure to join us again next week.
Thank you. Have a good night.
And have a blessed night.
If you feel like that.